The time has come. I completed it all. I questioned those people relentlessly. And then I also hunted down every cigarette butt littering piece of shit in that park. And harangued them. On the day of Artem's birthday, you ask Celestine to help make arrangements for him to leave work on time. And you invite him to the museum with the excuse of needing more volunteers to help with the stage setup. To distract him from picking up on your intentions, you talk to him about your volunteer work along the way. Soon, you arrive at the studio. Is the place that needs help up ahead? Yep. Come on. We're almost there. You try to suppress your nervousness as you come to a door. Behind it lies the scene that you've carefully arranged. "Welcome to my web," said the spider to the fly. Holding onto Artem's hand, you take a deep breath and push the door open. "Gaze upon my works and despair. Happy birthday, Mr. Wing." You give him your blessings as soon as you step into the room. He sees a foreign-looking street and a bright window that gives off comforting vibes. That's the scene you chose. It was the location of Tim and Mary's first date after he went back in time. In the film, after dinner, Mary stands at the store entrance and asks Tim if he could walk her to the car. That's where their story really starts. Whether it is the sign on the door, the hanging plants, or the mottled street decorations, it all reminds one of that wonderful night. This is the restaurant of Tim and Mary's first date. I knew you'd recognize it right away. Of course. You'd made some changes to the original scene and added the birthday decorations. Like the rows of colored lights on the roof and flags with happy birthday on them and the gifts piled up beside the coffee table. Among them is the book, the complete volume of international film scripts, the perfect book, the perfect gift. Facing such a situation, Artem, who's always calm, could not help but look completely surprised. Got your ass. So you, knowing that it would be difficult to explain everything in one shot, you decide to sit him down first. Okay, I know you must have a lot of questions right now, Mr. Wing, but let's sit down first and try the dessert and coffee I made. Then I'll tell you the secret. Hearing about how you collected the stage props, Artem's expression begins to soften. Yes, birthdays are about making people happy, after all, so I chose your favorite film. Thank you. He looks at the furniture around him, gently stroking the window full of hanging plants. Tim invites Mary to leave the dull party to come to this restaurant with transparent windows. They have dinner here, talk about their lives, and then walk down this road. Yeah, it's such a classic, memorable scene. We all remember those transparent windows. As the chef's decoration in front of the restaurant is almost exactly the same. Oh, yeah, it's almost exactly the same. You managed to recreate all of these. Yeah, gently stroke. At first I was like, wait, is he stroking the plants or the windows? Okay, anyway, it's fine. He can get it. Hot people can just do whatever they want, you know? Thanks to the film museum, they had these replicas made. I just had to exchange for them with points. By the way, I have another special gift for you. It's another reason why I did all the volunteer work. You handed the pamphlet to Artem. These are the film festival audience's comments on Mockingbird. With the museum's consent, you selected the part of the questionnaire related to the Mockingbird and bounded it into a booklet as a gift to Artem. Now you eagerly anticipate his reaction. Did you include the people who said that they didn't care for him? Hearing the name Mockingbird, Artem is a little surprised. Mockingbird? Why are you giving this to me? Well, you may not like those critics on the internet, but the Mockingbird is different. He has a similar writing style as you, so I thought you would probably agree with him. So, you like him? She's like setting it up and trying to get him to say it. Well, I've read all his articles many times over. Unfortunately, he never publishes anything about himself. Even the event organizer can only try to invite him online. I would love to find out who he is. You watch Artem carefully, trying to find flaws in his attempt to disguise his identity, however. I am the Mockingbird. Artem admits it straight away. Okay, so you're admitting it. Judging from your reaction, I suppose you've already guessed? Yes, I have. Sorry, I should have told you. I guess that the last time I saw you post a picture of the shadow puppets, then I realized that you and the Mockingbird have a lot in common, which basically confirmed my suspicions. This gift, also the questions about the Mockingbird that I added to the survey, are my attempts to find out more about you. Alright, you are the first. Perhaps it is due to the lighting, but Artem's face seems to glow with a faint shade of red. You are the first who's gone through so much trouble for me. I like this gift very much. I'm glad you like it. Artem's eyes are full of tenderness. You are subconsciously captivated by them. I never thought of hiding this from you, but as a film critic, I prefer to remain anonymous. It's basically the it's basically the most important thing you do, Artem. Yeah. Once you reveal your identity, everything becomes more difficult. Yeah, it's film critics are basically like superheroes. I always thought I was very good at maintaining anonymity. I never show my face or post personal data. Even acquaintances find it hard to make the connection. I didn't think you'd read them so many times. You're probably the only one who knows about my identity. This is like Mary Jane finding out that Peter Parker is Spider-Man. Rest assured, Mr. Wing, I'm not going to reveal Mockingbird's true identity. This can be our secret, okay? It would be great if she became his like nemesis. And she set up like, you know, she, she set up a Green Goblin-esque scenario. Yeah, Rosa becomes the Joker to Artem's Batman. Wouldn't that be something? Suddenly, Artem gently holds your hand. Oh shit, it's happening, y'all. Thank you. You've done so much preparation for my birthday. Recreating a movie scene, preparing gifts, planning all these things carefully. I like it a lot. Because of you, I finally realized what it means to enjoy the small things in life. This has been a lot of small things. We're all traveling through time together every day of our lives. How profound. All we can do is our best to relish this remarkable ride. You know, chat, we are traveling through time every day of our lives. Thank you for traveling through time with me. I know, the soft music that comes in, it's very cute. I really love Rosa's outfit here as well. It's honestly so cute. He whispers a quote from the film. This is Tim's last monologue in About Time. Yeah, after going back in time again, he realizes the value of ordinary life. I recall he finally understands that the most important thing is not to go back in time, but to cherish what he has now. Chat, you don't need to go back in time. You don't have to. Stop putting that unrealistic expectation on yourself. That's right. Even if such a life will be one full of regrets. I watch this film several times a year, but I understand these lines differently every time. I used to dream about traveling through time to change things that I can't control. Not anymore, especially after meeting you. His ears turn red. The words that reach your ears are loud and clear. You feel your cheeks begin to burn. Suddenly, you find yourself in a romantic foreign street with Artem. The night is blurry, the lights are mottled. And Artem, with your hand firmly in his grip, takes you through the stars until the end of time. Shit. After the festival, the ever-popular Mockingbird refuses to be interviewed and never appeared at the closing ceremony. But at the invitation of the organizers, he sent an article expressing his views on the festival and the films. You read the article carefully and see an unexpected paragraph. Every detail in life brings joy, so all we can do is our best to relish this remarkable ride. I will do my best to cherish it. Your eyes rest on this paragraph for a long time, revealing a heartfelt yet knowing smile. What? That, like...
我已经到家了。
Oh. Hi.
你送的礼物，我也都好好收起来了。那套典藏剧本大全就放在我床头，方便随时
the
翻阅。
film script collection right by my bed, so I can read it
看到
whenever.
它，就会想起今天你
Seeing
为
it
我
reminds
精
me
心
of
筹备的
everything
一
you've
切，
done for me today.
无论是你搭建的布
Whether it be
景，
the decorations
还
that
是
you
这些来
prepared,
之不易的礼物，
or the amazing present you
都
gave
是
me,
值得我珍藏一
this
生的
birthday
回
will be
忆。
one that I remember forever.
在这之
Before
前，
today, I never found it
我总认为
necessary to
生日没
celebrate
什么特别
birthdays.
庆祝的必要。
I
所
thought
谓
that a
生日
birthday
惊喜，
surprise was only something to
也
make
主要是为了
children
让
and
老人
elders
或小
happy.
孩子开心而已。
And you know,
但现
idiots.
在，
But now I
我
understand the
感受
true
到了
meaning
其
of it.
中的意义。所以我也想在那些重要的时刻里，为你准备惊喜。
Oh, so that's why I also want
记
to
下
prepare
最
moments
喜
for
欢的
you.
电影，最喜欢的蛋糕和咖
Just
啡口
see what
味
you've。done for me. I'll try to learn everything
就像
about
你
you.
为
So
我
just
做
what
的这
movies
些
you
一
like, your
样，
favorite flavors of cake and
我也会努
coffee,
力去了解你的喜
your
好、
wishes and every other
你的愿
side of
望、
you.
你的方方
Jeez.
面面。我想了解更
I
多
want to
的
know
你。
more about you. I hope to
更希
spend
望能
every
与你
second
共
of
度
every day. Well,
未来的每个日
that's
常
maybe
点
too
滴。
much time. Every second of every day. I know it sounds romantic, but
那
that's a
就说
lot.
好了，
It's a deal then.
不早了，忙了这么
It's
久，
late. You've
你也
been
快
busy
休息
all
吧，
day. Get some rest. Good night.
晚安。
Sweet dreams.
好吗？
Very cute. He's basically proposing. No, for real. Every second of every day. Happy birthday, Artem. We fucking did it, y'all. All right. Time for my reward. Yes. we got a special invitation. Is this it? Yes. Beautiful. Oh my god, love it. Oh, it's so cute.
与你的相遇
Oh. Oh yeah, we didn't show off the special pulling animation for this one. This is what happens when you pull this card.
我不想看到你的眼泪，我会难过。
Pretty great. God, when I pulled this one, I freaked the fuck out. Like I said, it was like within my first 10 pull on the banner. And I just like went around to everybody in the house and was like, look at it. Let's get into this one. Let's see what happens. What? Me? The lead actress of a stage play? You get a huge surprise just as you arrive at the office on Monday morning.
不用这么惊讶吧？你
Oh,
上大
here's
学的时候
Celestine.
不是演过舞台剧
Calm
吗？
down. Didn't you act in a stage play back in college before? Can we let it go? I'd rather memorize legal codes than the lines of a play. Plus, acting is so hard. I can't do it. I really can't.
可是别的学院
But other
都开始筹备
faculties have
这次
already
节目了
started preparing for the school's anniversary celebration. It'll be too late if we don't start right away.
我还听说你来出演女主角。
I heard that you were
是电影
recommended by the
博物馆的
Film
馆长
Museum's
特别推荐
curator
的
to play the female lead.
咱们院长现
The
在可是
dean
把
of our
战神戏
faculty
剧
is
学院的
pinning
全
all
部
of his
希望
hopes on you
都
for
寄托在你
defeating
身
the
上了。
faculty of drama. Is that how it works? That's just outrageous. You'd previously volunteered in the Film Museum to prepare a birthday surprise for Artem. You were named as an outstanding volunteer due to how much they loved your performance. It was nothing special, but somehow the curator of the Film Museum found out. The curator is a graduate of the Faculty of Drama at Stellus University. All the faculties needed to prepare programs for the school's celebration, and he'd recommend you to the Dean of the Faculty of Law. Kiki, don't you think this is a setup? Do you think they'd recommend someone who has no acting experience to play the lead role so that the Faculty of Law will lose?
不会吧？每年
That
校
can't
庆
be. The
戏剧
Faculty
学
of
院的
Drama's
节目
show
都
is
是一人
always the
的
winner every year. For real, yeah, right? It seems crazy that the Faculty of Drama is even participating in this drama competition. Do they have to compete? Do they have to compete in like a law competition with us? Like, what is the deal? It seems like a strange ritual. It's just a big flex for the Faculty of Drama.
而我们法学院
Faculty of Law has never won an
从来就没
award.
在校庆中拿过
Okay, well, I mean,
那在戏剧
it's a
学院
high
眼里
bar. So I don't think they even think of us as a threat. That does make sense.
这也是今年院
That's why
长
the
铁了
dean is
心要开
determined to
舞
put
台
on a
剧的原
stage
因。
play this year.
往年法
The
学
Faculty
院
of Law has
总
always
是
put
搞
on these
法治
boring
进行时
educational
这种说教类
presentations.
节
None of the
目
alumni are
校
fans
友
of it
们
at all.
哎
I heard that the Faculty of Law presented a live stream of a case being handled last year, hoping to catch up with modern trends. Everyone thought it would be a suspenseful case, but...
结果
Oh, Henry. Henry. Come here, buddy. Come here. You can sit in my lap. I'm sitting. Henry's finally arrived. Come here, buddy. He's like, am I really allowed to?
结果就看到被直播的学长学姐不是熬
Come
夜
on,
奋
Henry.
战
You
找
know you
报告
want to. Get
就
up
是熬
here.
夜刷绿考题
The streamers were either staying up all night working on their reports or going through law exam papers. The dark rings under their eyes made them look like pandas. Ah, here he is. Here we go. Why don't you take a seat? Why don't you take a seat, sweet boy? Okay. Let us resume. When alumni thought the exciting part was coming, they cut the feed to protect the client's privacy. If it weren't for the Faculty of Law's historic reputation, they wouldn't have gotten that many students last year.
所以
A lot was hinging on this
院长打算
play.
向第一名的戏剧学院学
That's why the
习
dean wants to learn from the Faculty of Drama, who presents a stage
我们
play
也
every
来
year.
排
It's a good idea, but how can we law majors compete with the acting majors? This is a fucked up competition. Why don't they all do something where they're on kind of like even ground? Like, off the top of my head, why don't they have an ultimate frisbee competition? How about some ultimate? Besides, why not leave this to the students who have plenty of time? Why torture those who have already graduated? The dean said, what the faculty of drama can do, the faculty of law can do. Okay. The dean also said, the faculty of law's admission score is higher than the faculty of drama's. Okay. The subjects in their entrance exams are different from ours, and their full score is 100 less than ours. How is that comparable? Didn't stop the dean. Henry. Say hi to chat. Oh, sweet boy. Magnus, do you want to come hang out? Oh. Oh, big boy. Magnus, come on. Come on, you want to say hi? All right. He doesn't. All right. That didn't stop the dean. Artem's mother, Professor Garner. Isn't she our vice dean? Whoa. Didn't she say anything about it? I had no idea about that. Celestine suddenly shows a meaningful smile upon the mention of Professor Garner. When she heard about the whole arrangement, she left for the capital overnight on a business trip. Also, guess who's going to be playing as the male lead of the stage play? Who? I'll give you a hint. It's someone in our office. In our office? An alumnus of the Faculty of Law? No way. Mr. Wing? That's right. He was highly recommended by his mom. His mom thinks he's my mom says I'm a star. Professor Garner isn't soft on her son by any means. Most of the students and alumni of the Faculty of Drama are acting stars, and all of them are either handsome or beautiful. If we want to compete with them, then we must not lose in terms of looks. Professor Garner said that Artem is not particularly outstanding among the graduates of the Faculty of Law as an actor, but he's got the looks. What do you expect of the guy? It's not enough for him to be like a triple threat of like a beautiful, intelligent, successful like lawyer. You also want him to be an amazing actor. So she believes that Artem would be perfect to play the male lead. How modest of her. Come on now, Zan. Mr. Wing has already agreed to it. No buts. You and Mr. Wing are partners. Are you willing to watch someone else play his female co-star? I've heard that it's a romance play. I'm sure there will be intimate scenes. Everybody in the office knows what's going on. Stop, Kiki. Mr. Wing and I are just work partners. Intimate scenes. Right at you. No, right? Exactly. Artem, you do enough. He literally has like a Superman complex. You heard him talk about how he feels bad because he can't literally go back in time to fix things. It's like, bro, you're good. Like doing a kissing scene. Are you okay with that? Couple kissing? All right, we're gonna enter high school mode here. He can't be allowed to kiss someone else. Do you really like everything about me? Even my clothes? I love your clothes. And my hair, isn't it too brown? God, isn't this dialogue so fucking romantic? I love brown. I like your eyes. I'm kind of... Everyone else in the office ships them together. No, totally. It is just like... It's pretty funny, yeah. In every part of your face. The clip from the voiceover contest flashes through your mind. Artem's voice was so pleasantly beautiful. You still remember the look on his face. It was as inviting as cool water on a hot summer day. His pale, thin lips suddenly opened and closed. Every word he uttered was full of the most sincere sentiment, hitting home right in your heart. If someone else kisses those lips... If someone else were to kiss those lips, I would have to fucking arrest them. I would bring them to trial. Since the curator recommended me, I will do it. I knew you'd say yes. It has nothing to do with Mr. Wing. I'm not in a position to say anything about who he partners with. Although it must be me. We're just work partners. He's merely my work husband. I'm only agreeing because of you. Whatever the reason may be, I'm glad you agree. Agree to what? Artem walks in as you were talking. Oh shit. He comes over with a serious look, his whole body exuding an intimidating pressure. It looks like he's in a bad mood. Mr. Wing? What's wrong? Who stepped on your tail this
回来
fine
的路
morning?
上接到了母亲的电话，
Yeah, on my way here, I got a call from my mother. Artem suddenly stops and turns to look around the office.
其他人
Everyone
都
else is
说
out
了什么
doing
事吗
legwork.
你快说
You can't skip leg
是找
day.
你什么事啊
Tell us what Professor Garner wants from you.
让
She
我出
wants
演
me to
校庆舞
act
台
in a
剧的事。
play for the school's
是不是你
celebration.
捎动母
Was
亲
this
的？
your doing?
啊
Cross my heart, it wasn't me. It's all
我可
Professor
没有
Garner's
再
idea.
说了
Besides,
你也知
you
道
know how
院
much the
长
dean
也不
likes you.
喜
Even
欢
if
你
Professor Garner
就
hadn't
算老
suggested
师
it,
不
he would have
提
thought about you.
院长今
What's
年
up with
是
the
怎么
dean
了？
this year?
小道消息
The rumor is that our
我们
dean
院
got
长是
swept
在
up in the
和戏剧
dean of
学院长
faculty
钓鱼
in the
的时
dean of
候
the faculty of
看了
drama's
激将
excitement
法
when they went fishing together. Are you in? Kiki timidly raises her hand as she asks. You think it's her curiosity that gives her the courage.
不演，
No, I'll call the dean
我
and
等一下。
cancel it. As Artem speaks, he looks over at
我
you.
刚接到一个跨国公
I've
司的
just
境外
gotten
融
an
资的
offshore
活
finance
等下来我
case
办
from
公
a
室，
multinational
我们一起看一下。
organization. Come to my office and we'll go over it. Okay. Celestine stops Artem just as he turns around to head back into his office.
等等，
Wait, I advise you to reconsider.
没什么可考虑的。
There's nothing to reconsider.
如果女主
What if she's the
角
female lead?
是
Celestine points at you with an even more meaningful smile.
怎么样？
How about it? You down? It's a romance play, you know. Zan,
想参
you
演舞
want to
台
act
剧
in a play? The curator of the film museum recommended me to the dean. It's hard to say no. But since we'll be busy with a case, I think the director and the curator will be okay with me backing out.
案子
The case
不
won't
会
take
占
up too
有
much
太多
time.
能以此为契机，
Besides, this is a good
与院长和
opportunity
馆
to
长社交，
socialize with the dean and the
对拓
curator.
展。
But I'm not good at acting. I'm afraid the dean will be disappointed.
我也不擅长，
I'm not good at
但
it
我
either.
想，
But I can give it a try if you'll be my partner. Look, you know me. I'm not good at everything. I can't even travel back in time. Mr. Wing, did you just change your mind? A light blush shows across Artem's cheeks. Professor Garner is right. Artem is at least as handsome as the best-looking students in the Faculty of Drama. He seems like he's like one of the most handsome men in the world.
我会出演。
You're like kind of lowballing him. Yes, I'm in. Artem has agreed, so you can't leave him alone. I'll do my best. Great. It's a once-in-a-lifetime thing to see you and Mr. Wing in the same play. I suddenly feel more confident about our show this year.
果然呐，
So I guess that it's true. People are fickle by nature.
翟鑫，
Celestine, do you know what this show is about,
知
since
道
you're
演出
always
剧
so
目
well
具体是什
informed?
么吗？
I can't figure out how to pronounce her name. I'm just
我
gonna do
又
it a
不参
different
演
way
我
every
怎么知
time.
道
I'm not acting in it, so how should I know?
我知道，我知道。
I know. According to reliable
院
sources,
长
the dean
选了
has
戏剧
chosen
学
one
院
of the
最拿
Faculty of
手的
Drama's
莎
top
士比亚的
plays.
作
It's
品
Shakespeare.
说
He
是
said
有
it's
这
going to
么
be a
一绝
head-to-head battle.
笑
You love a
死
fucking
我了
theatrical battle.
估计会是个喜剧吧。
It's gonna be like a
比如
Tetris
说
battle,
夜之梦这种
where the better you do, the more shit people throw at the other person. Since for the school's celebration, I think it will be a comedy, like a Midsummer Night's Dream. I hope it's an easy one. If it's one of those complicated plays, then I might have to back out. Although A Midsummer Night's Dream is also quite complicated, it is a play with lively scenes, so it'll be kind of simple, you hope.
但愿吧。
Let's hope so. The Faculty of Law's honor is on the line with this show. But soon you realize that people really shouldn't jinx themselves. What you're afraid of will come true. This is just the drama of life. Besides the costumes and props from Othello, is there nothing else we can borrow? Oh shit, we doing
只要是莎士比亚
Othello?
的作品，
Kind of
我们都可以
foreboding.
的。
Any of the Shakespeare props will work for us.
抱歉了，
Sorry guys, there's really nothing else left. They fucking cleaned us out of the Shakespeare props. Originally, you guys were supposed to rehearse this weekend, but something unexpected happened. Why is it funny to me that they were just saying, you guys? The narration got really casual all of a sudden. You guys! The staff informed you that all the costumes and props for Shakespeare's work had already been borrowed by other faculties. Only then did you learn that the Faculty of Biology and the Faculty of Business had also chosen to do stage plays. It seems that your dean isn't the only one who got caught up into drinking and fishing. You and Artem have no choice but to approach the film museum to rent costumes and props. Most of the costumes and props in our collection are for films and TV series, not for stage
这还
plays.
是前2年，有一部奥赛罗改编的电影
We got this collection 2 years ago because a film adaptation of Othello was made. I remember that Othello is one of Shakespeare's 4 major tragedies. Wouldn't that be inappropriate for a school celebration? It would be kind of weird.
两位是在为未名
Are
大
you
学
two
的校庆
preparing a
准备
show for the
节目吗
Stellis University's anniversary celebration? Yes. My sister is a student at Stellis
我听说
University.
你们
I
学校
heard
的
it
校
does
庆节目
awards.
一般来说，
Generally,
喜剧固然
comedy
能
can
博
cheer
人
an
一笑，
audience up, but a
但悲剧
tragedy
却
is
往往
often
更
more
令人
impressive
产
and
生
moving.
不是有句话叫女生虽然是不
As
让
the
她笑
saying
的
goes,
男
a
孩
girl may like
但
the
最
boy
终
who
会
makes her
选择
laugh,
她
but she
哭
will
的男孩
eventually
的女
choose the
生
guy who makes her cry.
只要演绎得好，用悲剧
Is that a
参赛
saying?
更有优势。
Also, a good interpretation of tragedy has other advantages. It sounds like kind of an incel saying, I agree with the artistry of tragedy, but I've never made any sense of that particular saying. Mr. Wing, what do you think? Instead of answering you right away, Artem looks at his phone with a stony face. Is something wrong? Is it the case? The client of Artem's new case of international finance intends to issue bonds abroad to raise funds for a new project. This case involves a lot of regulations abroad and has high confidentiality requirements, which has left both of you quite drained. Especially you. You're not familiar with the laws abroad, and you've been working hard to catch up. You'd rushed a report to the client yesterday, but you're not sure if it passed. No, it's the Alumni Association. I don't think we have any other choice except Othello. Why? The faculty has prepared 3 scripts for the celebration, but now we can't use them because of a prop shortage. The faculty of drama happened to have done Othello last year, and they're willing to lend us their script. So far as the script goes, it's also our only option left. The faculty of drama, what a coincidence. This piece of shit. An idea enters your mind. You immediately turn to the staff member who is lending you the props. Excuse me, what's your sister majoring in?
What?
Oh, acting in the faculty of drama. Is this really a coincidence, or is the faculty of drama messing with us? I guess we'll have to rent Othello's props. Shall we go register?
好的，这边请。
Yes, this way, please. Mr. Wing, let's go. You call Artem, but he doesn't move. Seeing Artem frown as if he's deep in thought, you give him a gentle tug on his hand. Mr. Wing! Sorry, I was just thinking. This kind of thing hardly ever happens to Artem. He's not one to suddenly let his mind wander off in the middle of a conversation. He is probably thinking of the case. The client is very difficult to deal with. He often calls Artem in the middle of the night to complain about his worries. Has Artem encountered some problem? Come on, let's go rent the props. I've messaged the other alumni, and they're already on their way here. They'll help us take all the stuff back to school. Sure. Simple enough. It's already late in the evening by the time you get all the props back to school. The rehearsal scheduled for today has been rescheduled for tomorrow. After saying goodbye to the other alumni, you pull Artem into an unoccupied classroom. This is the one. For 4 years of school, I sat in this seat every time I had lectures in this classroom. You are standing near a seat in the 3rd row by the aisle on the side of the door. You wave at Artem. Mr. Wing, you must have had classes in this classroom before, right? You like sitting in this seat? Seeing Artem approach, you pull him over and sit him down. Yes, it's the perfect distance from the podium, and it's easy to get in and out. I could sneak in through the back door when I was late. Once in a while, it was hardly noticed by the teachers. Shouldn't you choose the back seat if you're late? Isn't it more secluded and out of sight? The back seats are much more sought after than the front ones. They belong to the early birds. I was rarely late, but... Artem's fingers slide across the desk, a hint of nostalgia in his eyes. He's touching a lot of things in these stories. First the windows, now he's touching the desks. This seat was also my favorite one. He goes around touching all of the desks. What a coincidence. I started working on cases with teachers when I was in college. Most of the time I had to meet my clients as soon as I finished class. This seat is by the aisle and close to the door, so I can leave quickly after class. Also, I didn't have to tilt my head to look at the board because of the perfect distance. Look at these nerds. You worked harder in college than anyone else. That's why you're so successful now. Artem smiles a little and shakes his head. I can't say that I'm successful yet. I still haven't achieved some of the goals I set. I need to keep working hard. I need to keep working on how to travel back in time. You always tell me not to put too much pressure on myself, but you do it to yourself. I was trying to think of ways to help you feel less stressed, but I couldn't think of anything suitable. You gently use the desk to push yourself up so you can sit down on the desk in front of Artem. So I wondered if your stress was from work. Wouldn't it be better to take a break at school and reminisce about your school days? That's why I brought you here. Why do you think I'm stressed? You're not the kind of person whose mind just wanders off in the middle of a conversation like that. Or like what happened in the film museum. Something's on your mind, I'm sure. You got me. I can't hide anything from you. Is it because of the international finance case? I don't know much about those laws, so there's very little I can do to help. I'm sorry. Don't be. You've done a great job. Despite the client's pickiness, he was very satified with the report you submitted. Some of the thrills that this game provides, it gives me a dopamine hit in like a way I hadn't expected. Like, I don't know. We're like just being told that I submitted satisfactory reports is just kind of like, oh, I did I? Me? Anyway. It's not the case that's bothering me. What is it then? Do you mind telling me about it?
我说了的话，
Okay, but don't laugh at me. Artem's words make you even more curious. You can't think of anything that would make you laugh at him. I promise to be a good listener.
如果知道参演的剧目是奥赛罗，
If I'd known that I was going to do Othello with you, then I wouldn't have agreed. Why? Is he worried that you won't do a good job? I know, I also lack confidence in myself, but if I quit now, it will cause trouble for many people, and it will ruin the impression teachers have of me. I'm in too deep to back out now.
你误会了，我不是
That's
觉
not what
得
I
你
meant.
演不好，
I'm
我是
worried
觉
that
得
I won't do a good
自
job.
己演不好。奥赛罗讲的是威尼斯
Othello
的
is a
将军
tragic love story
奥赛罗
about a
的爱情悲
Venetian
剧
general, Othello.
奥赛罗打
Othello
破阶
marries
级与种族的
Desdemona,
限制
the daughter of a senator who violates the limits of class and race. He is thus hated by Iago, the stand-bearer under his command. An enemy stand user?
伊阿古利用泰斯蒂蒙娜仪式的
Iago
手卷
uses Desdemona's lost handkerchief to sow discord between Othello and Desdemona. Iago slanders Desdemona for cheating on him with Othello's lieutenant. Othello falls for it and strangles Desdemona with his bare hands.
等到真相大白的时
When the
候，
truth comes out, Othello is so remorseful that he commits suicide. It is a fucking bummer-ass play. You are my partner, the one I trust
无论
most.
在哪一个
Whether it
舞
be
台
on the stage, in
法庭也
court,
好
or in the
剧院
theater,
也好
or in bed, you are the only person standing by my side. I can't imagine us betraying each other, even if it's just a show.
我更加無法想象
Even worse than that, I can't imagine
你在
choking
我
you.
手，我觉得我无法胜任这场演出，也觉得这出戏
I don't think I'm up for
需要我
acting. I don't think I'm up for acting this show, and I don't think it's prudent for us to be doing so. Mr. Wing, you put your hand over the back of Artem's and rub it gently. You want to comfort him by making him feel the warmth of your palm. Feel the warmth of my palm. His crystal clear eyes reveal a precious sincerity. He treasures your relationship so much, and that's why he's being so careful about it. Do you think I'm being ridiculous? No. So have you decided? Are you going to quit?
我犹豫过，
I did hesitate, but I soon came to an answer. I'm not quitting. Responsible adults don't always have a choice.
不是你想的那样。
No, it's not because of
你刚
that.
才说，
You mentioned that quitting the show would make you look bad, hence why you're stuck at a standstill.
那我又
How
怎
could I
么
leave
办
you alone on the stage?
让我忧
You're
郁
the
的
one
是
I'm
你
concerned about, and also the one who encourages me. Won't let you face any challenge alone. Artem turns over his palm to hold your hand. His long fingers rub against your wrist. Suddenly, you feel as though he has control over the rhythm of your heartbeat.
还记得我在生
Do you
日时
remember
候
my
许下
birthday
的愿
wish?
我们生日的每
Every
一
day of our
天
lives is a journey
都是
through
在实
time.
现
All we can
尽
do
我们所
is
能
do our best to cherish this
珍惜这
wonderful
段美
journey.
妙的旅程。
His voice leads you, and you both repeat the moving and emotional words in sync.
但我想向你
I
借一点
won't
勇气。
quit, but I'd like to borrow a little
I want to.
courage from you to get through
我也
it.
希望
I hope that having me by your
Well,
side
thank
gives
you.
you more courage as well. Sure. You gently poke Artem's palm to show your response. Let's finish our performance together. Let's fucking go. With 3 weeks left before the school's anniversary, you and Artem use every break from work to rehearse and memorize your lines. Against all odds, I'm fighting against fate. This is an action that cries out to the world that I love this more. You stop walking and turn to Artem. No, Othello. I love this more so deeply that I'm willing to be with him day and night. You were just reciting lines from the play, yet your cheeks are red and warm.
上天为我
With
作
God
证
as my witness, I ask you to marry her to me, not to crave the sweetness of life, nor to satisfy my own desires. My only intention is that I cannot bear to
只
disappoint
是
her.
不忍心让她失望。
Before Artem finishes the act of holding your hand, his phone rings again. That's I thought that was like my phone for a second. It's okay. Just take it. It's not the first time the client from the international finance case has called during your time off. Artem puts it on speaker. Again, the two of you become the client's emotional sounding board. You listen to him pour out his anxieties, some of which are not even related to the case. He's talked about for half an hour without stopping, hardly even taking a breath. It's almost impressive. Due to your age and experience, the client has shown a lot of concern about your level of professionalism during the call. Luckily, you have Artem by your side. He dispels the client's unnecessary worries with sufficient evidence. A minute ago, he was praising me, and now he's doubting me.
问题
Really
不在
now?
你身上。
It's not your problem. His concerns about possible leaks on his bond plans are not totally unfounded.
这家公司内耗十分严重。
This company has serious internal conflicts and complicated relationships. He's asking us to keep our mouths shut, but he's actually worried about a mole. He can't just admit it. It's like the relationship between Othello and Desdemona. Although Iago instigated the trouble, the real cause of the tragedy is Othello himself.
哦，
Oh, interesting. Tell me more. In the context of their time, Othello's social status as an outsider was not compatible with Desdemona's as the senator's daughter. Although Desdemona was firmly in love with Othello, Othello was not actually confident in himself. Otherwise, he wouldn't have believed Iago's lies on the basis of a handkerchief alone. Iago took advantage of the weakness in Othello's heart. What do you think, Mr. Mockingbird? Do you agree with me? I love when she winks. On his birthday, Artem admitted that he is secretly the film critic known as Mockingbird. This is a secret shared between you both. I couldn't agree with you more, but I have another insight as well. Tell me, I'm all ears. Communication plays an important role in relationships. That's just my opinion. From the time of Iago's slander until Othello made his great mistake, he did not communicate with Desdemona. If Othello had confronted Desdemona and the other parties involved when he first heard of Desdemona's infidelity, then maybe it could have been solved. But he didn't. He was blinded by anger. Also, Desdemona didn't push back when Othello first got angry. Her submissiveness only fueled Othello's anger. It's an everybody's the asshole kind of situation, isn't it? The inequality between husbands and wives in those days also contributed to this tragedy. Thank you for mentioning it, Artem. A great drama has its relevance across time. Tell me when you have something on your mind. If you ever have any problems or have something on your mind, you must tell me right away. I don't want there to be any misunderstandings between us. I certainly don't want you to choke me to death. Especially about work. If I make a mistake, you must. You suddenly stop halfway through the sentence. Artem has never been one to let you off the hook at work. I must what? No, nothing. I will make sure to raise myself to meet your standards and never hold you back. Okay, got it. If I have something on my mind, I'll tell you. Between us, there won't ever be any misunderstandings. Time to go to school. The costume has been resized and the makeup has to be finalized today. Okay. Give me a minute to pack up these files. Check them carefully. Don't take any key documents out of the office. What's on your USB drive? Oh my god, his eyes. They just pop open. Artem points to the flash drive you're about to put in your bag. Just my study materials, nothing of the clients. Okay, I can carry your bag. Let's go. Here we are. Artem sees you off to the dressing room to get back into your costume. He turns around and finds someone who shouldn't be here. Ingrid Roseworth? Ingrid Roseworth, what are you doing here? Although I transferred in my junior year, I'm still considered a Stellus University alum. Why can't I come? Hearing Ingrid's words, Artem walks straight to the locker on the other side. Wait, I have a question for you. You must be having a hard time taking on that financial case with that newbie. If you wanted to make an excuse for Howard Sider and William Lewis losing, you seem to be making the opposite point. Leave the past in the past, Artem. Time to move on. If you join Balder with this financial case, we can assist you with an experienced partner. Artem is again about to leave without responding to Ingrid. Artem, isn't it ungentlemanly to ignore a lady's request? Artem stops without turning around. If you're feeling off, I can recommend several reputable doctors to you. As an attorney, I can't help with your problem. Oh shit. Theater backstage. You are fairly uncomfortable. It's the first time you have worn this kind of corseted dress. Where did I get this wrong? The section at the waist seems a little off. Oh my goodness. Let me see who this is. Oh, it's our mighty General Othello. If our show isn't a success, it must be because our Othello is too handsome. The cheery squeals come from the outside. Artem must have already finished changing into his costume. Everyone's speaking Shakespearean now. Everybody's bard-libbing. Maybe it's because of Verdi? Your script is a mix of the original and Verdi's opera. The Othello in the original doesn't fit Artem. God, please forgive my soul. Why would I ever hurt Othello? He's so beautiful, like Apollo on the earth. You're flattering me. Artem must be looking extremely handsome right now. You clutch the curtain to the dressing room because you are a little shy to go out. You wonder if you will be a good match for him. Match? What am I thinking? I'm getting too caught up in the role. You shake your head, trying to snap out of it. Iago, why don't you go ask, Aeschylus to adjust the script? Let's change the tragedy into a comedy. I'm afraid he's not very good at that. Don't worry, my dear. Shall we invite the beautiful Desdemona out? Where is she? Your palms are sweaty, mom's spaghetti, as you listen to the people outside step into the dressing room. I'll have to show my face sooner or later. Maybe I won't look so bad. Mentally bracing yourself, you pull open the curtain. Let's fucking go. The first thing that catches your eyes is Artem standing only a few steps away. Oh, shit. Looking cute. The Prussian green classical uniform outlines his muscular physique. The gold patterns perfectly complement his natural poise, dignified yet not overly exaggerated. Across his shoulders, the red velvet cloak proclaims his identity to all. This is the most admired general in Venice. He is Othello, yet more charming than Othello. For a moment you forget his actual name. Othello.
哦，神呐！
Oh
瞧瞧
God,
这
look
一
at this
对才子
couple. Do you
佳
see how
人
they
瞧
gaze
他
at
们
each
望向
other? Wait, I missed that. They must have been influenced by Cupid, just like in the play. You are everything in his eyes now, yet you find it hard to understand the meaning in his gaze. Does he like you in your costume? Confusing thoughts fill up your mind, and before you get back to reality, Artem is approaching you.
你如同出现在我黑暗生命中的天上
You are
繁
like a
星。
brilliant and beautiful star that shines in my dark life. He walks closer to you step by step, saying the lines for your first encounter.
你的花容如
Your
天使
lovely
般
face
圣
is as
洁，
holy as an angel. The kindness in your heart heals all the wounds I have
抚平
endured
我所
throughout my
经历的
life.
种种患难。
I've gotten this kind of thing as like a first message on OkCupid before. Coming on a little strong. He stops in front of you, bows slightly, and reaches his hand out to you.
在喧嚣平息之
All of the
后，
bustlings have gone quiet, and twilight has arrived. And here I have
我
encountered
却再次
infinite
得到
love.
我的卡斯蒂蒙娜，
Unlimited love
欢
works.
迎来到塞浦
My
路
dear
斯岛。
Desdemona, welcome to the island of Cyprus. Affected by Artem's emotional appeal, you put your hand over Artem's and lift the hem of your skirt to curtsy. I meet you at last, my Othello.
这应该叫戏剧学院的
I
人来
should have
看。
invited the faculty of drama to come and see this. They are no better than us.
能允许我与泰斯蒂
May I
蒙
have a
娜
word with
单独说
Desdemona
两句话
alone? Huh?
哦，当然当然。
Sure, sure.
我们
We'll stop
这次离开
disrupting you
这
from
座
getting
更
into
衣
your
室
roles. Before you realize it, the alumni have all left. Mr. Wing, why are you suddenly... Artem is holding your hand and leading you to a dressing mirror. He slightly lowers his head, a tender look on his face.
这个
Oh
衣服
shit
自己穿会很麻烦吧？
Oh shit.
带子松开了
It，must be hard to put this dress on all by yourself. The straps got loose. Artem's hand lightly touches your bare shoulder, gesturing for you to turn around. You finally realize that the back straps around your waist are loose. How did you see that?
刚刚这个带子
The strap was
挂在
hanging
侧面
on
的
the... What was that word? How do you know that word, Artem? the crinoline? You were not dressed properly, and he just happens to notice it. How could you mess up as soon as you showed your face? Yeah, this is unforgivable shit. Do I look bad?
不，
You look
很好
great.
看。
Better than ever. You're just saying that to comfort me. The sound of rubbing fabric comes from behind you. You can't see it, but the fit on your waist is distinctive. You can feel his deft and long fingers picking through the tangled mess of sashes. He carefully and methodically fixes the sashes.
我
I used to have very little empathy for the rhetoric
我以前对
of
文学家们
writers.
我不懂他们为什
I
么
didn't
可以用
understand
圣
why they
洁、
described
哲
the
学
beauty
林
of
凡之
women
类
with
的词
descriptions
汇
like
描写女性的
holy
美。
and an angel from heaven.
有时候
I
我觉
thought
得
that
那
was
都是夸
hacky
张的，
shit.
只是一种表达感
Sometimes
情的手
I
法
thought it was all exaggerated, just a way to express feelings.
与以花比
Like
人一
referring to
样
a person as a
都
flower.
是一种相似感
They're
官
only
的比喻而已
metaphors. That person is not literally a flower. Why are you saying all of this?
因为我在刚刚看
Because
到
I suddenly
你的世界
understood those writers when I saw you
理解
earlier.
了那些，我第一次知道
I knew for the first time that their
他
rhetoric
们
is
的
not
修辞并
exaggerated.
不是
I finally get, you know, writers. I thought, what's the deal with these writers? What writers? They're so overrated. And now I'm like, I get it. A nearly searing heat spreads upward along your waistline, accompanied by a tingling in your spine.
这个松紧合适吗
Is this too tight? No, it's fine. You feel a little hot, so you raise your hands to gather your hair, trying to find something to tie it up. Artem, I'm here. His voice seems to come from deeper in his throat, stirring the air and making it even hotter. He's charging up his breath attack. Can you help me find a hairband? It's a little hot in here. Sure.
你的包放在哪儿了？
Where's your bag?
镜台上的发圈
There's a
不知道是
hairband on the
谁
mirror
卸下来的
table, but it's better to use your
你
own.
还是用自己的。
My bag is in the locker over there. Artem goes over to the locker and opens it.
你是不是记
Yeah,
错
I
了？
apologize if I'm being
这里没有。
too silly during all of this. It is the stories. I feel like it's almost any dating sim. You know, they can't help but get a little bit silly. We're just trying to have some fun. I'm not trying to undercut the drama of everything. Are you sure there's nothing in it? It can't be. You look over toward Artem. The open locker behind him is empty. I remember it clearly. One of the girls told me that the locker was for bags. I have to find the bag. My phone and the flash drive are in there. Artem's residence. Tomorrow is the day of the performance, so Celestine has given you and Artem the day off to rehearse. You've been able to complete the entire performance in the first few rehearsals, but the scene of Desdemona's death at the end of the play is a really hard one to act. Yeah. In the words of the director, you and Artem are too close for it to be believable that the other would betray or kill themselves. An actor must have conviction. You are too mechanical in that scene. You don't believe in the story you're performing, so you don't have the emotions needed to reach the audience. You have to believe that he's about to kill you. If someone asks me if there is anything in the world that is more difficult than the bar exam, I will say yes. Acting is so much more difficult than the bar exam. You hear the sound of a mug clink against the glass coffee table. Artem then places a cup of lemon tea in your hand. Your bag is on the coat rack by the door if you need to get anything. Speaking of which, I was so worried. She put all the bags into a lockable cabinet in case things got lost in the commotion backstage, but I wasn't told anything about it. If you didn't have your study materials in it, you wouldn't have been so worried. Thanks to that client, now I'm super sensitive to such things. There were no confidential documents on that flash drive, but there was information on financial regulations related to the place where the bonds will be issued. Also, I specifically bought a few ebooks to learn about asset pricing, and they're stored there. If they were lost, someone could, in theory, be able to guess the details of the case. Artem says, relax. You check all the documents every day before leaving the office. You are being thorough enough in terms of confidentiality. The main challenge now is tomorrow's performance. The rehearsals have been coherent and smooth, but if we want to be at our best, we may have to really feel it. Are you feeling it now, Mr. Wing? The director of your play, a teacher's assistant from the Faculty of Drama, suggested that you and Artem have a fight in real life to get a feel for the emotions. What the fuck?
No.
So let's fight? Yeah, I'm sure you'll slip right into character. What could be more natural? We have to have a reason to argue, right? Who's gonna start it? Let me. I have a bigger problem than you. The director keeps saying I have a stiff face. Oh my god, alright. That's a pretty big problem. Let's just say that I submitted a bad report. It's illogical and has terrible typography. What could be worse? I can't imagine a graver sin. You. Artem closes his eyes and mulls it over for a while, only to suddenly laugh when he opens them and sees you. Sorry, I only think of Kiki Bennett making those types of mistakes. I simply can't imagine you doing it. Remember that time I almost lost my license? I went to get the deposition from my client and was treated like a thief. You criticized me for being careless? You were scary when you got all mad back then. I'll try. This is like me trying to roast an account. Picking up the script at hand, Artem checks the lines and takes a deep breath. Kiki got thrown under the bus. My dear, tell me, did you pray tonight? I did, dear Othello. Why are you asking that? The anger in your eyes frightens me. Pray once more and confess your sins, or God may not accept your wretched soul. Next, Othello is supposed to choke Desdemona and pin her to the bed. Artem raises his hands but lets them drop when he gets near your neck. No, doesn't feel right. This does feel kind of like a setup, like they picked Othello specifically because they knew that like the players would be like, oh, I have to get choked? Oh dear, what a situation to be placed in. I was anxious, yes, but I was more worried about you at that time. I wasn't actually angry with you. Mr. Wing. I could choke you, but I hate the thought of it. It will look stiff. A professional actor in this situation can use many techniques to convey to the audience that the emotion is real. But I can't do it. I haven't leveled up my acting ability enough. I'm the same. Is this how things will end? You can't just do a bad job. After all, this is the first stage play you and Artem have done together, and it may be the last. We only get so many stage plays in our life. With that in mind, you take Artem's hand and put it around your neck. Mr. Wing, try harder. During the previous rehearsals, Artem put his hands on the side of your neck just for show. But there is a distance between the stage and the audience. It'll be hard to notice. Maybe a little bit of force will help you to get into the role. I don't think it'll work. As I said, I can't even imagine hurting you. I'm not me. I'm Desdemona. Picture Desdemona in your head during the performance. You're not Artem either. You're Othello, a general burning with anger. Actually, you're not the only one. I've never felt like you might hurt me either. I need your emotions to help me get into the role. Every time you rehearse Desdemona's death, you look at Artem in his face of fury, yet you don't feel any fear. You are worse than Artem. Your expression is far less frightened than the script requires. Luckily, your face can't be seen from the audience's angle. Okay, I'll give it a try. Stop me if I'm gripping too hard. Artem guides you to lie down on the couch. He kneels one leg on the couch and props himself up above you. Then he chokes you with both hands. You feel a mild amount of force from his palms. I swear on my life and soul, please trust me, my dear Othello. You look into Artem's eyes, trying to feel the appropriate, oppressive feelings and his anger alike. No, I will not trust you again. Your death is at hand. The false oath you swore cannot change my mind. Banish me, Othello. Spare my life. You wriggle your neck trying to escape, but all you get in response is the increased force behind his hands. This is a chance to save yourself. Don't do something you'll regret. No, my heart is now as cold as iron. Only taking the soul from your body can quell my evil. You betrayed me, Desdemona. Wait, I missed that. You betrayed me, Desdemona. I'm no longer your love. My lieutenant is... The sound of my heartbreak fills your ears, and you can't tell if it's yours or Artem's. Maybe it's an illusion that he is getting closer and closer to you. But you don't want to run away. Instead, you want him to get closer, so you can tell him that you never betrayed him. I did not do that. No. You can feel his breath. It's warm on your cheek. The tip of his nose is so close that you'd soon be touching each other. Stop trying to trick me with your... A phone's vibrating sound rings, abruptly snapping you out of 17th century Cyprus. Yeah, this isn't Tales of Cyprus. This is Tears of Themis. You quickly separate. Artem sits down at the other end of the couch and clears his throat. It's yours. Pick it up. Okay, sorry. I'll be quick about it. What are you saying? You grab the phone off the coffee table and it nearly slips out of your hand. You press the answer button without checking the caller ID. Hello, this is Zan from Themis Law. Zan, it's been a while since we last spoke. Are you surprised to hear from me? It's Ingrid Rossworth. You give Artem a wink and put the phone back on the coffee table, this time on speaker. This bitch is on speaker. How can I help you, Miss Rossworth? Nothing serious, I just wanted to chat. Ever thought of changing jobs recently? I'm surprised to hear you ask that, Miss Rossworth. Just tell me what you want from me. I know you've been preparing for Stella's University's celebration. You must have seen a lot of alumni lately. A lot of very handsome alumni. How do you like seeing all those successful seniors? Other graduates are returning to their alma mater with success stories, but you don't seem to have any outstanding achievements. Bitch, you don't even know. I know what I'm capable of. Thanks for reminding me, Miss Rossworth. No, you don't. You're very good at what you do, but Themis is blocking your way. If you're willing to join Balder, I can provide you with better career prospects. Instead of being someone else's assistant, you can be on your own. You were surprised to hear that Ingrid Rossworth is trying to poach you. You turn to look at Artem while holding back a laugh. He mouths something to you with a serious face. Ask for terms. There is no such thing as a free lunch, Miss Rossworth. What do you want from me in exchange for such a great deal? You truly are a smart one. This is another kind of odd thrill that the game gives you, like where you're suddenly role-playing, someone's trying to like poach you from your job. It's like, oh. It seems like an exciting prospect to millennials in particular. Balder is interested in that finance case you have at hand. Bring that case to Balder and you don't need to worry about anything. The commission is negotiable. Wow, I'm impressed, Miss Rossworth. Hold on while I discuss it with Mr. Wing. A sudden silence falls on the other end of the line. Artem casually chimes in. Rossworth, remember to ask if there's anyone else. Remember to ask if there's anyone else there next time you try to poach someone. Artem, I didn't know you were there. Obviously. Zan, you really shouldn't put all your eggs in one basket. But it's a very beautiful basket. Ingrid finishes her words and hangs up the phone. What does she mean by that? Seeing the serious look on Artem's face makes you feel a little uneasy. I ran into Ingrid at the theater. She also asked me to quit and go to Balder. You're a partner of the firm. She's got a lot of nerve to say that. It means Balder is quite attracted to this case. You believe it's so attractive only because the commissions on these types of cases are pretty good. Themis has already gotten the case. They can't take it halfway through, even if they wanted to. Maybe I'll try to mess it up or try to stir up trouble like in the past. Or maybe they'll try to mess it up or stir up trouble like in the past. Either way, we need to be more cautious. Yeah. To your surprise, what the client has been fearing is about to happen. Desdemona, where is your Othello? Why isn't he here yet? He's on his way. Sorry, something came up at work. He needs to show up on the stage at the beginning of the show. I hope he can make it in time. You should go get dressed. Hurry. Okay. The backstage crew fiddles with you as they help you change into your costume and do your makeup, yet you aren't nervous about the coming performance. Early this morning, the client called out of the blue to say that the bond assurance has been leaked. Several local bond underwriters have been attacked by competitors, some with questionable qualifications and others with restricted funding. Based on the current situation, the plan to issue bonds abroad is unlikely to be implemented. Oh. It leaked? How is that possible? All the documents are in the firm's safe box and on encrypted computers. No one else has access to those files except you, me, and Celestine. Calm down. Go to the office and check all the files to see if anything else is missing. I'm on my way to see the client. I'll handle him. Got it. I'm on my way. Remember what I said before? There's a lot of internal conflict within the client's company. The cause is likely to be from within this company. We must protect the evidence to prove our innocence. Okay. Also, we need to do what we can to help our client reduce his losses. What you should do now is do what is proper, within the scope of your duties? Okay. Stay calm and notify me right away if you find anything. Understood. Don't worry about me. After checking all the documents in the office overnight, you are quite sure that nothing is missing. Artem has sent word that the client's firm has also been screened and no leaks have been found. No one involved in the project did it, so where did the competitors get the news about the bond underwriters? Where's my belt? Has anyone seen my belt? And my necklace, did anyone take it by mistake? The backstage is in chaos as the inexperienced performers scramble to organize their costumes. Seriously, who put my necklace in the bag? How troublesome. My bag. Artem said Ingrid came to the theater on the day of the dress rehearsal. My bag was moved that day. Could Ingrid have checked my bag? Cold sweat suddenly runs down your back. You grab the arms of the makeup chair. Your hands feel numb. The flash drive was in my bag, which contained information on the regulations of the region where the bond was going to be issued. It's a small country, and there are only a few reputable bond underwriters. If Ingrid had seen the stuff on the flash drive, she could have deduced the client's bond issuance plan. If that were the case, then you're none other than the source of the leak. You feel like there are dark clouds in the sky pressing down on you, and the pressure feels suffocating. The conversation of the people around you turned into meaningless murmuring, hovering and buzzing in your ears. You pull your handbag over and take out your phone. Your fingers hover over the dialing screen. Client, company. No one at my firm leaked it, so the only possibility is Themis Law Firm. Do you not trust my expertise? Artem stands in front of his client's desk. His very presence is a deterrent to the client. The irritated client shrinks back a little the moment he meets Artem's cold eyes. Of course, I trust you. Otherwise, I wouldn't have entrusted this case to Themis in the first place. Who I do not trust is your partner, the little girl. She's so young and inexperienced, she's certainly not reliable. So what you're saying is that you have no proof that my partner was the one who leaked the information. All of your accusations are unreasonable assumptions based on her age and experience. Yeah, you're being a real piece of shit. Artem, this is not the time to protect her. Someone needs to step up and take responsibility. If you have proof that my partner is the source of the leak, then I'll face the consequences. But if there is no proof of that, and you continue to smear her reputation, I will immediately terminate our cooperation and hold you legally responsible. She is my partner, not your scapegoat. Keep my partner's name out your motherfucking mouth. I have somewhere else I have to be. You can drop me a message there if there is any progress. I'll reply later. Wait. Seeing that Artem is about to leave, the client slaps a flash drive cap on the desk. An encrypted USB flash drive has been handed over to the technical department to decrypt. We will soon find out who did it. Okay. Should you call Artem? Your finger stops at Artem's number, but you haven't dialed it. Oh my god, our Othello has finally arrived. Artem is here. You look around, panicked. However, you don't see any sign of Artem. Are you looking for Artem? There's no room in the dressing area here, so he's gone to the one on the other side. Why don't you each get into character and meet on the stage later? We'll have to be on stage soon. This is a bad time to tell him. confirm you're the source of the leak. If Artem finds out the bad news before going on stage, it will affect his performance. He won't be able to do anything anyway. And Ingrid did come to the theater that day, but you didn't see her backstage. Whether she touched your bag or not is still unknown. Even if she did, and she knew where the client's bond would be issued, it wouldn't be possible to stir up conflict among local underwriters in such a short time. Balder doesn't have that kind of power. Also, what good would it do Balder? Not only would they never get the case, but they would also anger the client. Just as your thoughts are getting clearer, Artem's call comes in. Mr. Wing, how are you doing over there? You don't want to pass on unnecessary panic to Artem until you sorted out all your thoughts. I've taken care of the client, so don't worry about it. Sounds like you're in good shape. Yeah, I'm fine. Just a little nervous before going on stage. It's good that you're not affected by all these... Wait, what was that? Did I miss that? It's good that you're not affected by all these. I'll let you know when I have the results. Don't worry, I'll take care of everything. You hear Artem being called to on the other end of the phone before he hangs up. You take a breath and open up the SMS interface. To figure out if you're the suspect or not, you still have to start with Ingrid Rosworth. My folder is missing. Did you take it? You type folder instead of flash drive on purpose and send it to the number Ingrid called you with on that day. If she was the thief, she would have called you out for the lie. You still haven't heard from Ingrid when the opening music starts. Through a gap in the curtain backstage, you see the magnificent stage and the audience out front. Nervousness and anxiety start to overwhelm you. You clench the curtain in your hand and look toward Artem on the stage. He seems to have read your mind, or perhaps it's just because of the play. Artem, your Othello, turns to look in your direction. How could this wonderful night exist in your absence? My beautiful and elegant Desdemona! How's that for Shakespearean acting? Oh, behold, who is she? She is the flower of this island. Oh, behold, who is she? She conquers every heart with her charms. Oh, she's Desdemona. Oh, she's Desdemona. That Shakespeare, he was really on some shit. One by one, the performers pass you by as they celebrate the wedding of Desdemona and Othello, yet their joy fails to reach you. The audience probably has no idea how blindingly bright the light is on stage. So bright that you can't see anything around you. You try to steady your steps as you approach the person at the center of the stage. The only person you can see and hear at this time is Artem, your Othello. My dear Othello, here I come. The person in the velvet shawl gently holds your wrist and your waist. You fall into his warm embrace. In this late hour, when all noise has subsided, my restless heart finds peace in this embrace. The cannons and thunder are far from me. This forsaken world is far from me, yet I am left with endless worries. My hero, why did you say that? You are so close to him that you can see the heavy worry settle deep within his eyes. You say Desdemona's lines according to the script, yet you know that you are not playing a role at this moment. It is Artem. You see the Artem that often occupies your thoughts and worries, not Othello. His worries are from reality and not the play. Oh, what a warm embrace. Do you recall how you used to tell me about your wandering days and those hardships? Yes. I've told you about my battles and the wounds I have suffered. You said that you love me for what I have experienced. Why should you be the one to go through the pain? Love should not be because of pain and danger. I love you for your compassion for me. As if sensing your uneasiness, Artem slowly tightens his grip on your waist. He continues reciting the lines, his eyes never leaving you. If death is coming to me, I shall die in the bliss of your embrace. You raise your hands to touch his lips and to stop him from saying such sad things. Othello, he's not letting you walk away. Give me a kiss, my lady, under the shining light of the Pleiades. He walks toward you, closer and closer. Yeah, we couldn't have let some other girl do this. Can you imagine? The curtain closes and there is a big round of applause. You and Artem return to different areas backstage due to the fact that your staging times in the following parts of the play are different. Thank you for clarifying. Where is my phone? The first thing you do is to look for your phone. Women do be looking for their phones, am I right? You can't calm down until you know the answer. Here it is. Picking up your phone, you see a reply from Ingrid. I'm quite surprised that Artem's partner made such a mistake. Anyway, I don't have your folder. If Artem doesn't want you anymore, you're welcome to come to Balder. However, I'll have to add some terms, in addition to you bringing us the finance case. Looks like it really wasn't her. Ingrid is completely unaware of the flash drive or the leak. She's still hanging on to the finance case. With great relief, you want to tell Artem about the results immediately. With you being cleared from suspicion, Artem will now be more confident in facing the client. Where's Artem? You stop someone passing by to ask about Artem's exact location.
你怎么还在这儿？快去后场，马上到你了。
Why are you still here? Go and wait by the stage. It will be your turn soon. Before you finish your sentence, you are pushed to the waiting area again. The next act of the play will soon begin. You always felt like it was a long play during rehearsals. However, the scenes end so quickly when it comes to the actual performance. Despite the frequent trips on and off stage, you never get a chance to talk to Artem. Aside from on stage, the closest you get to him is when you see him hurrying to get on stage. He looks very serious, which is either because he is in character or because he's affected by the case. Now your greatest shared challenge, the death of Desdemona, is finally about to be staged.
我亲爱的夫人。
My dear lady, why did you betray me? But you didn't betray him. It wasn't you. The stage lights dim and everything falls into darkness. There is only a faint light on the bed where Othello has Desdemona pinned down. Desdemona is wearing her wedding dress, trying to prove her innocence. But the man she loves with all her heart is not giving her the chance to defend herself. Othello, you've never been able to empathize with Desdemona as much as you do now. It should be so easy to tell him what's on your mind, but it is just out of your grasp at this current moment in time. Communication is so difficult if you don't have a perfect time, an appropriate place, or the right person. You are unable to explain yourself despite being so close to him that you can feel his warmth. I swear on my life and soul, please trust me, my dear Othello. Tears fall from the corners of your eyes, tears of Themis, and your vision of him becomes blurred. You hear your shaky, tear-filled voice and feel his palm move closer to your neck. No, I will not trust you again. Your death is at hand. The false oath you swore cannot change my mind.
死已在眼前了，你发的伪誓无法撼动我的心。
Damn. Banish me, Othello. Spare my life. Suddenly, a single warm tear falls on your cheek. You want to reach out, not to wipe your face, but his. It was his tear that fell. But you can't. You're trapped in your role, and you cannot lift your hands. This is a chance to save yourself. Don't do something you'll regret. No, my heart is now as cold as iron. Only taking the soul from your body can quell my evil. Tell me, why are you crying? He leans closer to you. The tone of his question feels like love, whispered in your ear. Your vision becomes hazy, and your voice becomes flat. You don't know what to say.
为什么？
Why, his hands are trembling, and his voice along with it, just like yours. You betrayed me, Desdemona. I'm no longer your love. My lieutenant is. Now everything seems to be making sense. Although Othello believes that Desdemona betrayed him, he once loved her. He wants to take her life, but not just to lash out in anger. He too is in pain. In that case, time to pay the price for your choice, my lady. The phrase time to pay the price. The phrase time to pay the price is like just, it'll always be so funny to me. There's an episode of the cartoon Home Movies where the kids like discover that they end all their movies the same way with the phrase time to pay the price. Anyway, it just always cracks me up. Are we about to die? Does Artem kill us here? Shit. Guess the game's over. His clenched hands end your innocent life, and the closing curtain announces the end of the scene. The most difficult part is over, and the few remaining acts went smoothly without a hitch. Yeah, I mean, your character is kind of dead. It's not that hard to... Just kidding. You can't get out of character even after the play ends. You feel as though you're in a different world as Artem leads you to the curtain call. Mr. Wing, a week later, the school celebration is finally over and the leak of the finance case has been concluded. The leaker was a shareholder in the client's company who had been laying groundwork since the beginning of the finance plan. The shareholder had a good relationship with the client, so the client never suspected him. The encrypted flash drive was confirmed to be his. The full set of the finance plan documents inside served as the most powerful evidence against him. What is it? Artem is in the middle of some business, but he glances over to you when he hears your voice. Since you never suspected that I was the one who caused the leak, why did you shed tears on the stage? I love that question. It's like... It's like she can't imagine him just being like overwhelmed by the emotion of the play. It's like, but if you weren't thinking of the finance case, what could you possibly have been thinking of? As soon as the play was over, you and Artem talked. You thought Rosworth took your flash drive and that was the cause of the leak? Yes, but now I know that I was wrong. You're just stressing out. I never suspected you. Rosworth had pulled that move on many of us at the firm. It's easy for her to provoke our relationship. Besides, if the flash drive you were carrying around was a risk, how could I have known about it but not said anything? You didn't do anything wrong. Don't stress yourself out over someone else's ill intentions. I get it. I didn't say anything important in the message I sent her. The flash drive the client has is not ours, or is not yours. We'll see who it belongs to. You thought it was because I suspected you on stage? Not really. It was more of me feeling guilty. I thought I was a suspect, and although I figured it out, I never had the chance to talk to you about it. No wonder you were acting so oddly. I did ask after the play, but you didn't want to talk. The performance was awesome. Your performance, bro? It was awesome. Awesome to the max. Everyone thought our acting skills suddenly improved. Wait. I didn't realize I had it on auto there. Who knew that my inspiration just came from a coincidence? With so many people there, I couldn't just say I was being myself, and not Desdemona. Actually, me too. My tears were not because I was in character. Huh? Artem closes the folder in his hand and sighs. It was because of you. I saw you crying, so I unconsciously shed tears myself. I never want you to be sad, not because of work or anything else, even if it's just for play. For a play. That guy at the museum said, you know what that guy at the museum said? A girl will eventually choose the one who makes her cry. I disagree. Whether we make it to the end or not, I hope the time you spend with me is happy. Aw, it makes me sad seeing tears in your eyes. He watches you with a burning gaze. You suddenly realize that the two things he whispered on the stage were not in the script. Tell me, why are you crying? Why? It wasn't Othello asking Desdemona, it was Artem asking you. So that's what it was about. As you look at Artem, you feel as though you should respond right away. You want to repeat the words of the dean during the award presentation to him. Their performance was wonderful. Othello deserves the first prize. What can I say? However, getting first prize was not my intention in arranging for the alumni to perform the play. I chose this play because I wanted to give all of the current and former students a piece of advice. All of you met on campus. New friendships between students are pure and sincere. When you go out into society, you will often drift apart because of competition or other reasons. Sometimes what causes you to drift apart is just the gossip of an unimportant character. Maybe a character who's not important enough to even be rendered. Maybe they're so unimportant they're just a vague background. Like outline. I hope that when you encounter dilemmas like the one in Othello, you will look back and reflect on how your friendship started. Consider how happy Othello and Desdemona were at the beginning of their marriage, and remember the pureness of your friendship when you were still on campus. As long as you trust each other and keep the door of communication open at all times, villains won't get a chance to take advantage of you. I sincerely hope that all of you find someone you can be close with, whatever path you take in life. There's something funny about the dean of the school being like, you gotta find somebody to love. The dean sounds like he's doing a public service announcement, yet it is also the same as what you would say to Artem. What you want to say to Artem. Mr. Wing, give me your hand. You approach Artem and raise your palm in front of him. No misunderstandings, no doubts, no distance. We're partners, so us two will always be as one. Artem smiles, then reaches out to put his hand to yours. You are palm to palm. Yes, we will be two hearts as one. They said it! They said the name of the card! The sunlight falls through your pressed together fingers, sharing its gentle warmth. As stated by Mockingbird in his most recent film review, let's close this with a quote from Mockingbird. The appeal of tragedy is not in the sadness itself, but in the positive implications that sadness has on our lives. This is like when you go to do this is like when you go to do 8 or 9 pulls on Genshin and you get nothing but blues. You just have to sit and sit and ponder. You know, okay, yeah, if I got everything I wanted every time I did pulls, then it wouldn't be so spicy, would it? Yeah, right? Exactly. The sadness gives meaning. You once ran away from all this tragedy, but now you revel in what it brings. Everlasting love. Everlasting love. Oh shit.
喂，
We got a
今天周
FaceTime.
末你在家吗？
Are you home?
我吗？啊，我来锦兰街的老字号买糕点，
The
看到
famous
几款新
pastry
品
shop
就
on
拍给你
Orchid
了。
Shine Street. I can't wait to see
你
new
看看喜欢
some
哪一种？
photos of the new
我等
pastries.
下买好给你送过去。不麻烦。从锦兰街回去本就要路过你家，不过这里正在举办威尼斯文化周的活动，来了很多威尼斯的
Oh,
匠人。
it's the
很
Venice
热闹。
Cultural Week here. Many Venetian craftsmen are here, so
我
it's
刚才
lively.
去摊位那边转了转，
I
看
walked
到
around
有
the
制作
booths
彩
just
绘玻璃
now.
画的手艺人，还有扮成雕
There
塑
were
捉
artisans
弄游客
making
的行
stained
为艺术
glass
家。
paintings and performing artists dressed up as sculptures to trick tourists.
更难得的是，主办方从威尼斯运来了几条贡多拉，游客可以在码头买票，乘贡多拉游未名河。
Sounds lovely.
贡多拉是威尼斯特有的尖角小舟，已经有1000多年的历史了。
POV, Artem explains gondolas to you. The gondola explainer has logged on.
如果没有这个活动，
If it weren't for
恐
this
怕只有
event,
去威尼斯旅游
you have
才
to go
能
to
体验。
Venice to ride in
怎
one.
么样？决定出门了吗？
You want to ride in a gondola with me?
我当然愿意，我怎么会拒绝你？只是想到老话说“百年修得同船渡”，
Oh.
总之是难得的缘分。那你准备好了，给我发信息，我给你叫车接你过来。我先去买票，坐贡多拉的人挺多的，要排队。
He's gonna wait in the long line for us.
别忘了看下糕点的照片，我买好等你。
Don't
我们可以
forget to take a look
再
at the
去船上
pastries.
吃。
We can eat them on the gondola.
那我们一会儿见。
Those are so cute. We did it, y'all.